All right, everyone. I want to thank you so much for being here for another edition of LGBT right here at Hot 7025. We're a little bit behind, and I take full responsibility for that. I was trying to do a little bit too much, but I am so grateful for a radio home and E. Carice that is making it all happen. So I do want to shout out our sponsors for today's show. The first one again is Advanced Office and Janitorial. As if you've been checking us out for the last couple of weeks, I've been highlighting this business. They have office supplies, janitorial supplies, all of your custom marketing swag, everything like that. So if you want to go ahead and take a look at their website, you can do that at advancedoffice.com. Also, I am so, if you follow me on social media, I had the opportunity to be a judge for the Karaoke World Championships national competition that was here in Las Vegas Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And so yesterday it wrapped up, and congratulations to the winners. There's 3 winners that are now moving on to the World Championship in Norway, that they'll be able to represent the U.S. there, which would be very, very exciting. So while we're working on getting some of our other guests on here, we're going to jump right in. The title of today's show is Why Did I Get Married? And it kind of piggybacks on what we were talking about last week. But I thought last week was cool. You know, we got to meet my husband and my sister and her wife. But I felt that we didn't get a chance to kind of answer some of the deeper questions. So we have a little Why Did I Get Married games planned for you today. And we're going to answer some questions. We have stuff that's going to highlight the relationships, talking about trials and tribulations, traditions, all different aspects of the relationships, dreams for the future, offering relationship advice, and all those kind of things. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my husband on, Joe.
Hi there. It's great to be here with you again today. It's always an honor. Looking forward to going through these questions to see what you have. I know it's all a surprise. Shy and I definitely did try to, pull it out of you before we got here, but you didn't give in. So it's all a surprise.
Yeah, very good. So the way that I have this set up is we're just going to pull numbers from this stack of cards that I have here. So you can pick the very first number, and we'll start with the first question.
All right, we'll go with 6.
Okay. All right. So, okay, great. So this is a question that we can't answer yet, but the question is that maybe we can put like what we feel like it should be for the future. So the question is, describe how Christmas has worked for us as a couple.
I can see our Christmas actually being somewhat nice. Like, it's not going to be chaotic. We're going to do our own thing together. We're going to make our own traditions. We aren't necessarily going to be worried about, what everybody else wants, because I think that we're both very strong-willed in the aspect that we're not going to do all that. We're going to make it our holiday.
Yeah. And, for me growing up, Christmas was the one holiday where we kind of branched out as individual families, and Thanksgiving and Easter were where we all kind of come together. So for Christmas, I think it's like small, intimate, like family only, very, small, but, definitely good food, good drinks, good music, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, wonderful. All right. Well, we have our guests in on the back end. Welcome, Shy and Lily. They're here in our remote studio.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
All right. Yes, we can hear you just fine. So the question that Joe picked is describe how Christmases has worked for you as a couple, including how it has changed over time.
Well,
I'll let you answer that.
Christmas, she goes all out for Christmas. So I think that's something that I had to adjust to. Just the overabundance of shopping and gifts, over decorating. Literally, we just packed up like 10 boxes of Christmas decorations and gift bags. So for us, I mean, obviously with the kids, it's fun. We get to do the Christmas stuff and start our own family traditions, hot cocoa and music, but it's a lot more chaotic with all the children, all the gifts, and all the activities.
Definitely takes a long time to get through presents.
Now, Lily, how have you adjusted? Because obviously, being a parent, the way that you celebrated Christmas traditionally has been a little bit different than the way Shy has. So, how do you think that your traditions have changed now that you're with someone who did not have those sort of traditions previously?
You know what's funny is your sister absolutely loves Christmas. Shy loves Christmas. Like, it's her favorite holiday. So actually, I think maybe she gave me a little more Christmas spirit. No, I think as being a parent, like, I would get stressed out during the holiday, but she's the first one to be skipping through the house singing Christmas carols.
Okay. Okay, I love it. I love it. All right, so I'm going to let you, Lily, go ahead and pick the next number for the next section.
Okay, what is it? 1 through what?
1 to 10.
Okay, I'm going to take 4.
Okay, now this is in the trial and tribulation section.
Okay.
And it says, looking back, is there anything you'd wish you'd handled differently?
Do I answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Do you want me to specify on those things?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that I wish I had handled differently. One, my patience with her. A lot of the times I overreact, and she's the one that catches the brunt of it. And there's been times where it's caused a serious rift between us. So if I could look back, I would have appreciated how patient she truly is.
Okay, I love that. What about you, Joe?
Absolutely. There's one situation that we had not too long ago where I did not communicate effectively. And I was going through some stuff at work, and I was bottling it all up. And then when we tried to communicate, it was not going well. And it was like one of those moments where neither one of us were really, we should have just put our phones away that day.
Yeah.
And I should have said nothing. And, I think that looking back, if I could have done one thing differently, it would have been sent, a simple text saying, I'm not having a good day. I will talk to you much later. I'll be fine. Things like that.
Okay. All right. What about you, Shy?
In certain situations, I wish I would have been nicer, more compassionate, and more kind. A lot of times I'm very straight to the point, very matter of fact, but I could have been a lot more sensitive in this, during the times where she was expressing herself or whether we were having an argument. I think that's something that I definitely could have did differently.
Okay. One of the things I feel that I definitely could have been or not only could have done differently, but can do differently and can continue to do differently, is understand that even though you're a parent, you're still a human being, and you're going to make mistakes, and not to always jump to like the offensive. And like, no, blah, 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 blah. Because number one, I don't have that experience. And number two, there should always be a little room for grace there. So that's one of the things that I really want to work on, is not like trying to put my 2 cents in sometimes when you just want to talk, like, or just get something off. Like this afternoon you said something and I was like, no, it doesn't go like that, So I think that just taking a moment to listen and truly understand what's going on before I offer my 50 cents.
Ooh.
I love that answer.
All right, Shy, it is your turn. Pick a number 1 through 10.
Lucky number 7.
Okay. All right, this is in the relationship advice column.
Okay.
And it says, what's the most important thing for your wife to know?
That I love and support her.
Good answer. Short and sweet. What about you, Lily?
Well, I want her to know that no matter what we go through in life, no matter bad, good, ugly, she can always depend on me.
I love that. I would say what it's important for me for you to know is that even if I don't always agree with it, and if I don't agree with it, you will know because I will tell you. But I will always stand by you, and we'll figure it out. I think that that's important because we're always not going to see eye to eye. You were raised in the middle of nowhere, and I was raised in the Midwest. I say that to say that we have such different backgrounds that it's almost impossible for us to see eye to eye all the time. But just know that I'm going to be there and we'll figure it out.
I like that. That's very nice. Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
And I would say that for me, I definitely want you to know that I love you. I'm behind you 100,000,000%. Like, you never have to question it. And again, if I don't agree with something, you know that I'm going to let you know. I'll give you the side eye.
Okay.
And yeah, and I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you. I love that.
Oh,
Thank you.
I love that.
All right. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
To pick a
Yours should pick number.
I have
Yeah.
to pick a number. Okay. I'm going to pick. Number 4.
All right.
Ooh, okay. This question is, how did you know things were getting serious? I'm gonna let you start that one, babe.
Oh, I needed time to think. I think I knew things were getting serious. We had that little break, and I remember sitting at the bar with friends, and you actually reached out to me and said, "What are you doing?" I know that sounds weird, but like I knew at that moment when you said, "What are you doing?" that it wasn't just a "What are you doing?" It was a "What are you doing?" And then we had a very serious conversation about what we didn't want, and we didn't want, like, we were in agreement that we didn't want boyfriends. We talked about that last week, and we wanted to kind of bypass all of that stuff that we're too old for now and just kind of get to the point. And I think it was during that conversation that I really realized that that you really had feelings for me, and it was more than
nothing.
It was really something.
All right. So, Shy, how did you know things were getting serious?
Man, I knew things were getting serious when. Well, I can say I knew that we were catching feelings when small things that were okay kind of irritated us now. Like when we were nothing, as you guys said. Having different friends or going out or whatever, whatever. But then it would be like, well, hey, what about me? What about me? Like me. So that was kind of when I noticed, like, just that, like, I wanted to every moment, or even if that meant falling off from work every day.
Right.
Don't try that at home, though.
Right. Right. What about you, Lily?
That's a good question. It's actually a really good question because when I met Shy, I didn't really believe in love, as you say. I didn't believe in relationships. So, but like she said, we were spending every single waking moment together. And then I pointed out with me, I was like, did you forget we hang out every day? Like, did you forget about me?
Wow. Okay,
So
I love that.
Myself, I knew it was serious when I wasn't around her and I was missing her more than just a friend.
Yeah. I think for me, I knew it was serious when we went to Chicago. Well, I mean, we definitely knew it was serious before then, but when you met my mom and my uncle, and I mean, obviously you met my dad here, but like when we actually flew for you to meet my family, and that trip went so well, like at that moment I'm like, okay, got it, this is what it is. Like, and that was like the moment, because my mom pulled me aside and told me, like, had a conversation with me, and the way that she spoke and the things that she said helped solidify that in my mind. So it was like, okay, so mom sees it, and I made it a point in this relationship to get my family's advice, because I think that I've been in relationships before, and like a family member would say, oh, I'm not really feeling this person, or pay attention to this, or notice that, and I would always ignore it. And so this time my family was very involved with this decision, and I almost feel like it's a decision that we kind of made as a family. Like, okay, this is a good move for the family. This is something that's good for Norman, and I love that.
I was invited to the cookout.
Yeah, you were invited to the cookout. Okay, Joe, go ahead and pick a number. You can pick 1 through 9.
9.
Okay. This is from the trials and tribulations section. And it says, do you think what it means to be a good wife or husband, or, well, obviously, a good husband, has changed over the time that we've been together?
That's a difficult question because I think that we're daily growing, and we're both striving for excellence. Like, I look for different ways to make you smile every day, and I feel like you look for ways to make me happy every day. I mean, we've gone through some crazy stuff in the short amount of time, but I would dare say that I think that it's ever evolving.
Okay. All right. What about you, Shy?
It's completely different. Now, being married almost a year now. But I of course I knew it wasn't gonna be like all, but I know now it takes hard work every day. And not to say that, but it's a conscious to be that person that you're about to be. And that takes time. You don't realize you're going to grow up and get with a relationship. And then you don't have to be married. It's not to be call it a day. So it's just really wanting to put that.
And what do you think about that, Lily?
I agree with her 100%. I feel like at the end of the day, whether there's love or whatever the case may be, marriage is a choice. And to work, you have that choice every single day, no matter good, bad, great. So the great days is easy, but on the days that I might be going through something important to move forward.
Okay, really quick, in the private chat, if you all would connect to the Wi-Fi, Icarice sent you, so that way you can connect. So I think it is different, and I'll tell you why I think it's different. I think that when you go into a situation, you kind of have an expectation of like, this is what it's going to look like. And you don't really know until you've got your footing a little bit. So I think that in the beginning, you feel like, oh, I'm getting married. It's like cute and beautiful. And I mean, which it is. But I don't think that, at least for me personally, I didn't go in like saying, oh my goodness, this is really, it's going to stretch me in this way, or it's going to challenge me in this way, or it's going to cause me to grow in another way. And that was one of the things that that I'm learning every day. That it's, you have the good moments, but it's actually work. There's effort that needs to be put in. And in my past, it was always difficult for me to like listen, or to kind of step back, because I have such a huge personality that it is very overpowering to most people. And so for me to be able to be like, okay, well, I'm going to like sit and listen and not go all raw, like crazy, like that was a lesson that I learned. Is it my turn again? Oh, okay. Hey, welcome back.
Hey there.
Now, as Grandma would say, now we're cooking with gas.
Okay.
Okay, so we're moving on to the next question.
It's the girls' turn this
Yeah,
time.
one of you pick a number. So you can pick one between 1 to 4.
5. 1 to 4.
Oh, 1 to 4. That is so bad. Okay. We'll do 2.
Okay. So this is from the relationship. This is from the Dreams for the Future section. It says, what is missing from your life right now that you like to add or bring back?
A lot of.
No, I'm just kidding. I think what's missing in my life right now, I can't. My life actually what I would like to bring back though is all of our we do together, all of us have for a while, and all the start to holidays to be a big event.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Joe?
I don't think there's anything I want to bring back. What I would like to see in the future, though, is definitely to have the children closer to us, so we can both play an active role and really give them that modern twist on how life is supposed to be.
Okay. I think what I would like to add is just more leisure.
Oh, that too. Yes.
I think that sometimes we get so wrapped up in the day to day, and it is almost like we learn to survive in a stressful mode. Like, we know like how to move in stress. We know how to rest in stress. We know how to do all of these things in stress. And we don't really take the time to just kind of be and relax sometimes. So I'd like to see some leisure. I'd like to see some travel. I just really want to enjoy enjoy life. What about you, Shai?
I'm there with you. Travel, free time. But no, I mean, every day I have to make sure that we're to our love and to our. So those are things that I try to do as part of it. But looking forward to the future, I don't know, just continue to grow our family. I think is what we're
Okay, I love that. I love that. And make sure you guys, wherever you guys are speaking, speak into that direction.
thinking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. All right, so now, Shai, pick a number between, 1
3.
and, okay. Oh, now this is going to be interesting. So this is, number 3 says, and this is from the relationship advice tab. How do you think couples should handle their finances?
Okay. Me personally, that we should stay together.
Mhm.
And the reason why, because if I want to do something, I want to, and he spends a lot more than so I want her money separate from my son. I don't love her unless this is my money. It's easy to ask for it. We don't
Right.
or I for it. But let's say because I do it, doing it. Anyway, like if I wanted to go buy her $2,000 bracelet, I don't want her to be able to check my
Right.
so that's it.
Okay. So Shai says that her concept is to save together, so they're putting money together, and then they're doing for the things for the house and making sure that kind of stuff is together, and then have separate spending accounts. What do you think, Joe?
I like the idea of together with access. Like, I don't mind if what I make goes into one account as long as we both have access to it. I think that it's fine. I mean, I might throw a little bit of savings in my own private savings account or cash in my wallet that I'll likely forget about because I do that. But honestly, I like together with access.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm going to have my own checking and my own savings account, and whatever other accounts that I have. Then I think that we should have a joint checking and savings for, our joint savings and also our expenses for monthly stuff, or if we want to send something to the kids or whatever. And I think it's important that you have your own too, because I think that we both work really, really hard for what we have. And while it's important to build and put that together, you should be able to, go to the store and buy something that you want, as long as everything else is good in the household account. To me, we're good. As long as the bills get paid every month, the rest you can do what you want to do with it. But I think that it's important to budget for saving in there.
Yeah.
like not just like putting in your monthly expenses, but also putting like money,
Vacation money.
right, or just specifically having money for should something occur as a rainy day. My grandmother used to call it your going home fund.
Yep.
So in case something doesn't work out, can you get home? Can you get to the nearest family member? Can you get wherever you're going? All right. What about you, Lily?
I like separate accounts. Because like I love shopping, but I don't want something. But
Right. No, I feel it.
I'm really big on saving. Though my savings account is my life. So I don't let it budge from certain. I'm constantly adding to it. But and my name, because
I love that. Yeah, Lily does like to shop, especially for Christmas.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that might be why I set a joint account where you can see. I don't want your money. I'm just talking about like my money because I'm like Lily. I like to shop.
Yeah.
I need accountability. So
Yeah, and one thing, I memorize everything.
You do.
So like once you tell me, okay, this is where we're at. Like, okay, if you go and put whatever amount of gas in, okay, I know what we're working with. Really quick, I just want to remind all of our listeners, make sure you go to hot7025fm.com, add it to your favorites. Also, make sure you add the Hot 7025 FM app. Now, on the app, you can set reminders for all of your favorite programming here. Literally so many shows, so much good content, so many different points of views and topics. So make sure that you have that you're setting your reminders and that you download the app. Also, again, just thanking Susan from Advanced Office and Janitorial for sponsoring today's show. All right, Joe, pick a number. You can pick between 1 and 9.
let's go with 7.
What is the best part of being married in general?
Getting to spend, not just the good times, but like the times when you just want to sit and watch TV, and you don't necessarily want to talk, but you can be with that person that you connect with, your friend, your best friend, the person that you connect with in a way that you don't connect with others. I would have to say that's at least my favorite part of being married. Like, I enjoy all the other stuff we do, all the fun, all the laughing, but I think that, for me, it's those quiet moments that we spend together where we don't have to necessarily communicate or say anything. We just exist together.
Yeah. Okay. I would say it's just having the support. Like, like not feeling like I have to make decisions alone, or if I'm having an idea about something, that I can bounce ideas off of you, that you're genuinely interested in what I have going on. So like you're always asking like how you can help or how we can do things together. That is what I like, because it's like when you're by yourself or single, and some people, even for me, I didn't need that before, or I guess I didn't know that I needed it, or how much I even appreciated that. But when you have it, it's a good thing. It's something that is like, I have like my built-in buddy. Like I know that if I don't have anyone else to talk to today or vent to or whatever, that I know that you're there to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, y'all. What do y'all think?
I got a very
it was a dream come true. And not only that, but to embark on this journey with her. We dated, and that's one
I
thing.
don't know what you just did, but no, you're good.
Long, but it's a whole nother to enter a marriage, because it's like at the beginning of another journey.
Okay. All right. Shine?
For me, love. Some of that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate it. All right. Well, we're about to get ready to wind. We're on our last little slump here, so I'm going to pick the next one. I think it's my turn now.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to look. I'm just going to pick a random number. 8. Ooh. Okay, so this is actually really interesting because we talk about this kind of a lot, especially since I've been at home. So, what role? Oh, I looked at the wrong one. Never mind. The question is, what role should friends, extended family, and community have in your marriage? So, again, what role should friends, family, and community have in your marriage? What do you think about that, Joe?
I have to go first. Oh, I was thinking on that one. I think for me, like, they definitely play a part, but like first and foremost, it's in my house. So I believe that my main focus is what's going on with us, because if things are good with my friends or things are good with the community, with my work, that doesn't necessarily mean I can keep things good at home. So it all starts at home, and everything else kind of trickles for me. Like that's just how I am.
Okay. And I think for me, it's a matter of needing the support to, like they say, that takes a village, and I know that sounds like super cliche, but I think that you do need a sense of community, and I enjoy the family, but I think that when it comes down to like issues within the marriage, I feel that you always want to try to deal with them within the marriage first, and because I've seen so many times where I'll call my sister, I'm like, oh, so and so that did this, and whoop whoop whoop, and now she's mad at the person, and and then I've made up with the person and she's still mad. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
So it's, you want to be cautious about how much you include in the how much you include other people in your relationship, and because of that very reason. And then 2 is you want to be able to kind of make your own decision. And I know for many times I would, like, especially with my friends, would let them pull me like either this way or that way, because of they felt something about the person that I was dating, and it kind of just removed me from the situation. So I'm like, well, what do you think? And I think that it removed the kind of a sense of accountability, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's the way I feel. What do you all think about that? Do you all agree on how that should be handled?
Well, I think the only place that friends and family have in a marriage is to be supportive and to not take sides. Outside of that, when it comes to our marriage, it's just me and her at the end of the day.
Okay. Lily, do you agree with that?
I do. I think that there has to be a respectful, healthy boundary. But again, it goes along with what you said, because if not, it's not that someone wants to take sides. But I mean, if you're telling, one of your family members something by just, deep, just the way they feel in general, they're going to take your side because their loyalty has been with you. So I think
Right.
a respectable boundary is a good one, especially, and then again, not involving your problems with everybody else, because at the end of the day, we're the only two that have to solve problems if we have any.
I like that. I like that answer very much. All right. Shy, pick a number. You can pick between 4 and 8.
6.
Now, this is a good one. This is from the Trials and Tribulation category. And it says, how has how you've dealt with conflict changed over time?
I had to become more open, expressing myself. I've also had to realize that you don't have to hash everything out. And sometimes it's best to take a second, an hour, whatever. Take your time, step away, and come back to the problem with a clear head. Then you'll be able to really, truly discuss it. Before I want to just yell, scream, get my point across. Whereas now I try to be a little bit more understanding.
All right. What about you, Joe?
I think I am continuously learning to keep my mouth shut more and my ears open more. I think sometimes with me, like and it just comes from what I do professionally. Like, I'm just a quick reactor. I'm always looking for an answer really quick. Sometimes things don't have an answer. Sometimes you go through shit simply because you're going to go through shit because you're in a relationship, and not everything is sunshine and rainbows and things. I mean, granted, there's a lot of good in relationships, period. But I think that for me, the biggest thing has been learning when to keep my mouth shut and when to actually speak. And hopefully I'm getting better.
I think you are. I think, well, the thing is, I think that you, as a couple, you kind of learn how to navigate that.
Yeah.
And you don't, it's one of those things that you don't really know. Like, you can have all the skills and the tools and, like, know how to do it. But until you're in that situation, you don't really know. And so I think that as we journey together in both of our in all relationships, you figure out how to navigate conflict. You figure out how to kind of move and groove with one another. So, like, for me, I know that when I'm upset, like, there's no way that you're not gonna know. Whether it's my face, it's my tone, it's my whatever. And so now I will take a moment and be like, I just need to decompress and be by myself. Whereas before, I'm like, no, we got to hash this out now. I'm not going to sleep until and now it's just like, what's been done has been done. What has not been done has not been done. Now let's get some rest. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over, because at the end of the day, we're both still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're losing sleep over someone that's laying right next to you anyway. And so for me, like, I've learned that not everything is that serious.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, there are some very serious things. But a lot of the times, like miscommunications, texting a lot. Sometimes things get mixed up in texting. And just really, all these different forms of communication. Like, we're taught to, like, always be on this and touching stuff and moving and stuff. So sometimes it's just cool to be like, you know what? I'm not in the place to deal with that today. And I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
And
not to send you a thumbs up emoji because you really don't like this.
No, I do not like the thumb. I don't like the thumb up emoji, and I don't like K. Like, if I ask a question and it's K, no, listen. Listen. If you text me back K, blocked. No, and the thing is, my best friend. No, literally, my best friend Jose. I'm sure he's listening. He'll do that to piss me off. So he'll be like, "Oh, you couldn't answer my phone? K," and so then it bothers me so much. I hate it. All right, so we're gonna have a time for a couple more questions. I'm gonna let Shy and Lily pick the last couple because you're our guest from out of town.
Thank you.
So you can pick. Let's go to. Oh, here's one. I missed this whole tab. All right. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
How have you celebrated Valentine's Day?
Oh man, we have 9 Valentine's Day. I try to get as romantic, more romantic than I am on a daily basis, because every day is Valentine's Day with me. But no, I try to make sure that she feels like the queen that she is. Of course, I try to cook her something delicious if I don't take time. But the whole day I want her to know that it's just another day for me to get on top of all the love you get every day.
Right. I love that. What about you, Lily?
It's hard because I don't get a chance. It's almost dominating on that holiday. So I think our Valentine's are amazing. We love to travel, but literally usually takes like the reins on that before I even have a chance to react.
Yeah. And we haven't had our Valentine's Day together yet. But for me, I'm just going to tell you what I like, and you can tell me what you like. I like good food, and I'm like that every day. And I don't really buy into the whole thing of like, oh, we need to, set this one day apart so that I can do this grand thing, I feel like you do that every day.
Every day.
So if you choose to do something special that we both enjoy, whether that, be going out to dinner or seeing a show or doing nothing at home and, cooking at home, like, to me, that's Valentine's Day. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's not necessarily, again, on that day. Like, a Valentine's Day moment could happen just like with a dedicated date and time that we're going to put our phones away. We're going to put everything else away. We're going to forget about what's irritated us or pissed us off during the day. And we're just going to spend time together. Now, if that's just sitting in the bed, eating pizza, watching Law & Order, then that's what it is. But, I mean, granted, I do like nice things as well. And, you're learning very well as to what I like. So,
I love it. So, have you all started any traditions together? Lily and Shy? Like, have you started, said, this is something that we're going to move forward in our family?
Every year we do a birthday trip. So whether it's a cruise, the Virgin Islands. So that's like our tradition. Traveling is our tradition.
Okay, I love that. I absolutely love that. And then I'm going to, we have just 1 minute left. I want you to give a newlywed person, Joe, just one quick piece of advice on something that they can do in their new marriage.
In your new marriage, remember that your current person is not the last person you were with, and give them grace to grow and room for your improvement as well.
Awesome. Well, listen, Shy and Lily, thank you so much for being here with us today, or being with me today. I love family, and I love being able to do this with my family. Thank you for being here again, Joe. Again, a special shout out to Advanced Office and Janitorial, and also to the KWC, the Karaoke World Championship. They have 3 singers that are on their way to Norway to compete in the World Karaoke Championship. So again, this is Norman J. Liverpool. I thank you so much for tuning into What's the LGBT right here on Hot 702.5 FM, and we'll see you next week.